It's Sunday, March 30th, 12 p.m. with blue skies as thousands of Harvard students pack into Jordan Field. Number 2 ranked UVA comes into the game having swept most of their ranked competition in the 2024 season. Harvard ranked 16th comes in looking to prove something as they're 0-2 in the Ivy and need a statement win. UVA boasts a star-studded roster with players like Connor Shellenberger, Payton Cormier, McCabe Million, and most importantly, Mathew Nunes. But Harvard is coming into this game with a home field advantage and a chip on their shoulder. All of this is a recipe for one of the greatest comebacks in NCAA lacrosse history. UVA starts hot and wins the opening faceoff. First possession, Schutz gets a step on his man and rips one off the post. The Harvard defense seems like they're in paralysis. Before they can even breathe a sigh of relief, Shellenberger jams it to the inside to Payton Cormier for the easy dump. Everyone's beginning to wonder if this game is going to go the same way as last year when UVA dropped 25 points on them. Logan Ipp silences all the doubts with a nice hitch and buries a bouncer. Harvard has now settled in and looks like they're ready to play. Harvard then, against the super-powered UVA defense, starts to go on a run. They're making the simple plays and dodging through contact and putting the ball in the back of the net. Every goal of the bench is erupting alongside the student section, feeding energy into this Harvard team. They rack up a 4-goal run, making the score 5-2. UVA prevails and cans one more before halftime. With a halftime score of 6-3, the Harvard team is buzzing. Lacrosse is a game of momentum, and halftime is often where the sudden shift comes from. The losing team gets fired up, while the winning team tends to get complacent and tries to defend their lead instead of extending it. Yet, on this sunny day in Cambridge, Harvard did not fall into that category. They came out firing. Harvard gets a man-up opportunity, and they do an amazing job of rocking UVA's man-down shape. The two top mateys exchange, which draws the pole to the outside, forcing UVA to rotate. Harvard then dumps it down one more and has Sam King open for a nice fading shot. A couple of minutes later, Virginia completely falls asleep as Harvard is subbing. Even with more numbers than Harvard, Graham Blake is left completely unguarded on the crease. At this point, Harvard is up 5 well into the third quarter with seemingly all of the momentum in the world. UVA is desperate for a spark of some kind to turn the game into their favor. Right off the next faceoff, Tommy McNeil gets the GB and barrels down the field for a juice pole goal. Momentum's a funny thing in lacrosse, but a pole goal is nearly guaranteed to get your team fired up. Suddenly things are starting to shift. Boyden is found wide open on the backside of the crease, canning another one to shrink the lead to 3. Harvard is now on their heels. They feel their lead shrinking, and even though they're still up, their confidence is seemingly disappearing. UVA gets a man up with this high-powered offense, and it was no surprise that Payton Cormier cans another one with an assist from Millen. This lead, now at 2, Teddy Malone hits a clutch shot at the end of the third to stop UVA's run in this entire quarter. Everyone takes a sigh of relief, and out of nowhere, Ken Prezi comes out in the start of the fourth and jams a pole goal down the mouth of the UVA defense. Harvard erupts. The entire landscape has changed. Up by 4, going into the fourth, everything is going Harvard's way. But Virginia is the number 2 team in the country, and they're not going to go out easy. The key to a comeback in lacrosse is possession after a goal to keep momentum. UVA got that when Colucci went off in the fourth and won the next 4 faceoffs in a row. Who else but Cormier sparks the comeback with an elevator shot to the top shelf. Schutz then bodies his defender, showing why he's one of the best middies in the country, and dishes to Colsey for the finish. UVA's got the hot hand and is down by 2. Everyone understands this next faceoff is huge. Every possession is crucial. Colucci wins it clean in the clutch and pushes it forward. The entire Harvard defense is frozen. Colucci barrels down for the shot and comes up short. Harvard takes a breath, but UVA still has possession. Fast forward late in the same possession, and Shellenberger activates from X in the 2-man game. He gets open hands and dishes up top to McCabe, who has all the vision in the world. Sunderland, who set that initial pick, now curls up from X and catches and rips. Up 1, Harvard desperately needs a possession to give their defense a break. Colucci has other plans and wins the faceoff again, giving UVA a crucial possession to tie the game. UVA knows how important this point is and takes a long possession, slowly tiring out the Harvard defense, making sure they get the best look possible. McCabe passed up on the risky outside shot and opts for a better angle by dodging the alley and potentially misses with the most important shot of the game. Still, UVA gets the backup and there's 19 seconds left in the shot clock. The Harvard defense is gassed. Harvard has barely had possession this entire half, putting the defense on his heels. Schutz gets the ball at X in an invert situation. He keeps a calm body language as he pushes up towards GLE. It looks as though the Harvard defense didn't even think he was dodging, as there was no slide in sight. Schutz makes a simple play and just backs down his defender to tie the game. The entire energy in the stadium is gone. The Harvard defense can't believe the game is tied. 8 minutes left in the fourth. Whoever wins this face-off could decide the game. If UVA gets the ball, this gassed Harvard defense is going to have to stand on their head. The ref blows the whistle and Harvard violates in the face-off. This Harvard defense has their backs up against the wall and desperately needs to make a play. Shellenberger dodges from X and draws the slide. The Harvard defense is now scrambling. Shellenberger skips it and uncharacteristically turns the ball over. Harvard is now pushing transition into a beautifully ran fast break. Spidello's open hands on the doorsteps and muffs it wide. Both defenses then go back and forth for huge stops late in the fourth. Erdman clamps his man to get the CTO to give UVA the ball at one of the most important points in the game. UVA just needs a clean clear to give their high-powered offense the ball for one of their weapons to finish the game. Nunes slowly walks up the field with his poles supporting on both sides. Harvard is hustling hard and has covered all the outlets, but Nunes sees there's a hole in front of him and just legs it. Nunes passes the midfield and just keeps running. Surely he'll pass to Shellenberger open on the wing, or a timeout will be called, but he just keeps on running. The Harvard defense is collapsing in, but doesn't know what to do. The LSM misses the trail check, and Nunes through contact buries it low. UVA sideline loses it for quite possibly the greatest goalie goal in NCAA lacrosse history. The best part is that Nunes also finished the game with 16 saves and a 62% save rate. There's still 5 minutes left, but it seems everybody knows the game is over. A coast-to-coast goalie goal just gives the team way too much juice to lose. Even with the face-off win from Harvard, UVA gets a full 80-second defensive stand to stun the Harvard offense. And who else but the duo of Shellenberger to Cormier to expand the lead to 2. The wheels are coming off the bus as this UVA team keeps pouring it on. To make matters worse, Harvard loses the face-off and gets a penalty. UVA can now run the clock out until the penalty and have an extra man opportunity. To make matters even worse for Harvard, Ben Ware splits the double team from 2 long poles and pulls up from deep to seal the game. From down fourth in the third quarter to icing the game with a coast-to-coast goalie goal and a pole goal makes this one of the greatest comebacks in lacrosse history. UVA comes out victorious in the heavyweight matchup and has a bright future ahead of them. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe.